Hey, it's Julie, and welcome to video 2 in our training series, How to Get More Clients, 5 activities that will explode your income. And I'm really excited to share video 2 with you today. So we're talking today about how to create clients in 1 focused hour per day. And in video 1, I shared with you why so many coaches and service providers struggle to get enough clients. And we talked a bit about today's marketplace. What has changed? If you missed this, please go back and watch video 1 because you are going to want to know what has changed in the marketplace. So many people are unaware of these subtle changes and therefore they're still doing marketing in the old way. It's not connecting, they're not making sales, they're wondering what the hell is going on. I explain all of that in video 1. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's part of this series. You're going to get so much value from it. Let's jump into video 2 and we're going to talk about how you can create clients and get clients in just 1 hour a day, because so many service providers and coaches feel like they have to be working all the hours, grinding away. How are they supposed to market their business? They think they have to do all of these things, and it's this complicated world that we live in, online world, so many different platforms, so many different options. It can literally explode your brain. So what I'm going to do today is simplify all of that and let you know, in my experience, what to focus on that actually creates clients and brings you sales. And I've seen this work over and over again. I had a client, let's call her Ella, and she did exactly what I'm going to talk about today, because she is a good client, she's a good student. She picks up what I give her, she goes, she implements it, and I've worked with her for a number of years. So she did the activities, and this was a few years ago. She built her business. She was doing something else before, which was quite low paid, and she wanted to do coaching. She wanted it to be her main thing. She did the client creation activities that I'm going to share with you today religiously, and she built a Facebook group. This was her way of doing it. I'm not saying you have to do this, because there's many different ways to do what I'm going to teach, but she built a Facebook group of several thousand people. She started getting consistent sales and consistent clients. She had a couple of 6K months. She was doing really well. She let go of her job that she had been doing before. And she was rocking and rolling. Then a couple of years ago, she decided to go off into the big bad world of online marketing, work with some different coaches and things. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That was part of her journey. She stopped doing the activities that she had learned, and her business took a hit, and she stopped bringing clients in consistently. She stopped making the money, she stopped making the sales, and she actually went back to doing what she was doing before. Now, I'm really pleased to say this particular person is back in our world. She's on the horse again. She's working the activities that actually lead to sales and clients, and she's on the up and up again. So I'm just sharing this because this is actually not uncommon, and I'm not saying it's to do with me or my particular way or anything like that. But what it has to do with is doing the activities that actually work to get clients and making them habits, but then keep doing them. And that can be the hard part, because we get a certain level of success. We're like, oh, this is good, but there must be a quicker way. There must be something more glamorous. Like, let me go and try out some different things. There's nothing wrong with trying things. But what people so often do, and I've done it and I've seen people do it, clients do it, is they stop doing what was working. And therefore, the business stops working, the sales stop coming in. If you contrast that with business owners who I've seen who've been very, very successful and have lasted the course, they do a couple of things. They keep doing what's working. They absolutely keep that. They don't stop that. And they make it like a routine. They make it a habit, so they don't have to think about it. But then they also respond to the marketplace. And when things change, they course correct quickly. They're not thinking about it, waiting, not sure. They respond and they course correct. So they keep doing what's working, but they course correct and respond to the market. And that's what we're talking about today. And that's why I bang on in all my trainings and everything I do about making business habits. Because what do we know about habits? Well, if we look at, say, the area of health, we know that if we're trying to get a healthy eating habit, we can only use willpower for so long. But when it becomes a habit, we no longer have to think about it. It's in our subconscious mind, it's part of our routine, and we just do it. That's what I want for you around these client creation activities. You could call them cash generating activities, could call them activities that lead to sales, however you want to put it. I want them to be a habit in your business. So you don't have to think about it, you just do it. And that's when you can relax a little bit in your business and, just enjoy and know that, the money's going to keep coming in. I'm a big one for you following your intuition as well. So like I talked about in video 1, it's about having the recipe. And then once you know the recipe, you can add your own flavor and do it your way. And this is really important because I've seen over the years that if I tell someone they have to do it and they have to follow the recipe to the letter, never change anything. For me, I tend to do this online because I love the freedom of that. I love being location independent. I tend to use Facebook as one of my main platforms. In the past, I've coached people and I've tried to get them to do exactly what I did. And I realized that that is a mistake because not everybody loves Facebook. Not everybody loves online. So what I do now is I teach you the principles. I teach you the recipe. Once you know the principles, the sort of underlying principles, which are based on relationships, connection. In video 1, we talked about the dream client list. Today, we're really going into how to work that list, what activities you need to do to build the trust and move people from being a browser to a buyer. But when you know the principles, you get to do it in your own way. And I've had clients who have gone and done this in person because that's what they love. I've had clients who are like me, they've done it online. I've had people do it on LinkedIn, Instagram. A lot of people do it on Facebook. So there's no one size fits all. But you do have to learn the recipe because otherwise you're just sort of throwing ingredients in a bowl and hoping something good will come out. It doesn't tend to work. So let's get the basics mastered. And even if you're someone who's been in business for many, many years and you're quite experienced, I know for me, I teach this stuff. I have to frequently remind myself and bring myself back and come back to the basics and the recipe. And I've had times where I've stopped doing it for a number of reasons, mainly kind of personal stuff that's come up. And guess what? When I stop doing it, it stops working for me too. Go figure. So I have to also bring myself back. I have a community that I'm plugged into. I have a coach. I know these activities. I have my dream client list that I open up. I have my power hour. I have various things that keep me on track. And that's what I want to give you so you can get the benefits as well. So yesterday we talked about the most valuable asset in your business, particularly as we go into the age of AI, and it's your dream client list. Go listen to that one because I talk about why and how and what's different and how to do that. Today we're talking about how to get clients in one focused hour a day. And what I'm talking about here is what I like to call a power hour. You may have heard it called a miracle hour. What other names have we got? Cash creating activities, client creating activities, sales activities, whatever you want to call it. But these are the things that need to happen on the regular in your business. What I want to help you discover is how to get in flow with this. So what I've seen with a lot of clients is that at the beginning, there's a lot of resistance because some of the activities, a lot of them, take you out of your comfort zone. Right, I get that. And there can be so much resistance. I've walked this path, I've done it too. First port of call when I work with you and support you inside of our mini program, Turn Browsers into Buyers, is to help you move past that resistance. And we do that by breaking it down, making it really, really simple. and just having you work on one small thing. So maybe for you, it's like doing a Facebook Live, right? And by the way, again, I'm not saying you have to do Facebook Lives. That is not what I'm saying. Please hear this. But supposing that we've identified that one way you are going to connect with people and put your content into the world and move people through that trust building journey is you're going to do Facebook Lives. We've agreed that it's part of your jam. You like Facebook, your people are there, and we've decided that. But you're having a lot of resistance because you do not perhaps feel so confident about it, or you've had a bad experience before. It's just not a habit just yet. We're going to help you move through that resistance and do your Facebook Live. And when you do it, it may sound a small thing, but it's going to build confidence. Then it's going to become a habit. And before you know it, you are just doing it like that. That's one example. And there are so many, but what happens is your capacity expands. What once was hard becomes easy. And when you do the client creation activities that I'm going to give you in your Power Hour over and over again, guess what? You will have a full pipeline of leads, people that want to talk to you, and you will create clients. Yay! Right, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to activate your people in your audience and what to do when you feel like you've got the wrong people in your audience, or people are just not getting the value, they're not getting the message, and they're not actually saying yes to working with you. It's frustrating. I've been there. I've also moved through it. I know how to activate people. One of my gifts is helping you with your messaging, getting it ever more dialed in so that you can actually activate people to become clients and buy from you. So let's talk Power Hour. This is your recipe. This is what I want you doing. I'm going to talk about it in an online context because for most of you, you are doing online, you have an online presence. I will share with you that I've had clients that have gone and done they've gone into a gym. I had a health coach. She went into a gym. She did all of her connecting, her lead generation. She built her dream client list from that gym. She had a partnership with that gym. She was providing a course and health coaching for members of the gym. She was paying them an affiliate fee. They were giving her all the leads. So I'm sharing that simply because I'm going to give you the online version, but you can take this and make it your own. If you need help tailoring it, absolutely come and talk to me about Turn Browsers into Buyers. It's a very low cost investment money-wise, but I can help you to tailor these activities and make them work for you. So you're going to want to get a pen. These are going to be your habits that you're going to work on, and they can work for you even if you're an introvert like me or a highly sensitive person with a super triggerable nervous system. You can definitely do this too. So what I want you to do in your Power Hour, and this is ideally daily, right? We want to be doing this daily because people are often like, what should I do when I sit down at my desk? This is what you do. Number one, you open up your dream client list, which I taught you about in video 1. Number 2, you're going to do this. This is your Power Hour. You set an hour on the clock, and here they are. First thing, you're going to post a piece of content. You're not going to spend time writing or creating this piece of content, this video, this written post, whatever, because you will have already done that. Power Hour is not for writing, it's not for creating, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to post the piece of content that you have ready, because you'll get into a rhythm with this, okay? So I'm going to talk about content more tomorrow because I know how busy it is out there with content and AI generated stuff. So I'm going to show you how to overcome that. But for now, we're talking about Power Hour. So the first thing you do is you post a piece of content that you've created. Activity number 2 is you're going to get in the DMs with your people from your dream client list. So for me, I work on Facebook. That looks like I open up my messenger, I get in there, I have my dream client list open, and I'm going through who's a hot lead right now, who have I not connected with for a few weeks, and I have different days of the week where I focus on different groups of people. and I'm giving them value, and I'm sending them replays, or I'm just checking in with them. I'm making notes on, where they're at, what they need, what they've said last time, right? This is how we work our dream client list. Gets to be fun. People are like, oh, DMs, I hate doing DMs. I know, I get it. If you do DMs in the kind of creepy sliding into your DMs way, it's horrible. Don't do that. We're not cold DMing anyone. We're only DMing people that have responded to something you've posted, you've connected with, they've come into your community. We will talk more about that, but we are not cold DMing people. We are not sliding or sleazing or any of that stuff. We are literally talking to people who've expressed an interest, who have a connection with you. We're offering them some value. We're offering to serve them. We're not trying to make a sale at this stage. No. If appropriate later, we will do that. But this is just your activity around connecting. I've had people do this on WhatsApp. I've had people create a group for their leads on WhatsApp and provide value in there. I've had people do this on LinkedIn. It only feels icky if you make it icky. And also when you're first learning the habit, it can feel a bit icky. But what I've found is that the more you just do this and you build this muscle, it becomes very natural. You just get over it. We're just talking to people, right? That's all we're doing. We're talking to people. I can be really socially awkward, but you know what? I just go in there. I offer things to people. Some of them ignore me. That's okay. It's part of business. But I'm showing up to serve, showing up to offer value. And some of those people go on and become a client. So I want you connecting with people. And one way to do that is in the DMs, right? Some people go networking and they do that and then they follow up in the DMs. But I want you connecting. Number 3 is you are going to book calls. Book calls. Now, what kind of calls? Ideally, sales consults, right? To work with you at a higher level. And these will be warm leads that you have brought into your trust building offer, that you have cultivated on your internal buyers list, your dream client list. But we'll get to that later. But point is, you're going to be booking calls, because talking to people, having those calls leads to sales, and particularly of your higher ticket offers, right? So booking calls. Now, they can be sales consults. If you're in a place where you do not yet have enough people at that stage where they're ready to become a buyer, they're not hot enough yet, you haven't nurtured them enough yet, what I'm teaching you here is all about how to nurture them. But what you can do is connect calls. Connect calls because it builds the trust quickly. It moves people along very quickly. They're different. You're not selling somebody because that person is not at the stage in the journey just yet where they're ready to buy. But you are connecting. You are, and why do we do this? Is because we know that you talking to someone directly, them hearing your voice, feeling your energy, that's going to move things along way quicker than any amount of posting or even video, right? And that's why, meeting people in person can be great, networking, but also these connect calls, okay? Or you can do market research calls. And often if someone's near the very beginning, I give them market research calls to do because it gets them talking to potential clients. They get words for their marketing message. They get to hear from the potential client. But often they also sign a client just because it's the way it goes, right? When you actually start talking to your people. So that was activity number 3, booking calls. Activity number 4, you're going to go and comment on social media posts of people from your dream client list. Why? Because it's all about engagement. It's all about being a human being today. Not this sort of expert that's up here, but rather connection. You want to stay top of mind. So although we're not trying to win the algorithm here, because that's a crazy making game, we are staying top of mind, and every time you comment on somebody's post, it pushes you up there in their feed. You're in the DMs, they're seeing your stuff as well. So you definitely want to go and comment, and try and be thoughtful in the comments you leave. This really doesn't have to take a long time. It can be pleasurable, it can be easy. Again, it's all about connecting. I have a value of connecting. Hopefully you do too. Even though I'm an introvert, maybe you are too, it doesn't matter. But point is, we're connecting. because business is built on relationships, isn't it? Right, so we're connecting. So number 5, you're going to reply to comments that people have left on your posts. Again, really important. Well, so somewhat important, but it's a good thing to do because it establishes that connection, keeps you top of mind, helps it make it easier that when the time comes to invite them to work with you, if appropriate, if it does come, then you can do that without feeling awkward because you have this relationship. You've been commenting on their stuff, they've been commenting on yours, you've been replying, you've been in the DMs. So this is not out of left field when it's time for them to work with you. This is part of how you activate them. This is based on giving value. This is based on connection. This is based on service. Right? I don't know if you're familiar with the book, The Go-Giver and Go-Givers Sell More. I've been reading Go-Givers Sell More. I love it because it's focused on you give value first, you help someone first, and sales are really the natural result of that. Well, what I'm teaching you here is just a recipe. It's a way of doing that. And what I've seen is that when people just do it and they do their hour a day, and I've got clients in Turn Browsers into Buyers that they pair up and they do this together. They go on and they do an hour and they're not talking, but they're just working their power hour. Guess what? They're getting clients, they're making sales. So just to recap, number 1, activity for your power hour, post a piece of content that you've already created. Number 2, get in the DMs, connect, send replays, send value. Number 3, book calls. Number 4, comment on their posts. So those prospects of yours, those leads, comment on their posts. And number 5, reply to their comments on your posts. It's really, really simple. And it can be really enjoyable when we let it. So that's it, folks. That is your power hour. I teach you how to do this thoroughly, properly, and turn browsers into buyers, because what I know is that even when you know what to do, so often we don't do it, or we do it for a bit and then we stop. What I can absolutely promise you is that if you don't do it, it will not work for you. Hands down, that's a promise I can make. But also that if you do it, you will see progress, you will move the needle, you will start to get conversations, and ultimately you'll get clients as long as you keep working it and you invite them to work with you. So that is your power hour. We need to get you doing it. If you'd like to come implement with us, Turn Browsers into Buyers is just £59 a month, cancel anytime. It's not a course. You get access to me. I do a weekly group call. We're a small group at the moment, so you actually get proper access to me. I coach you, you get my experience in your business, but there's also a community of amazing women that are doing this together. So there's a lot of support. You can get support of the group. We have a group chat that I'm in most days, and the ladies are in supporting each other. And you get training through this process, right? So step by step, because what I want for you is for you to make each step a habit, because I know that that leads to clients and sales for you. Oh, and it gets to be enjoyable. It really does. So if you would like to come join us in Turn Browsers into Buyers, reach out. It is so low risk for you, and I've done this on purpose. I want you to experience what it's like to come and work with me in this container, to do this, to put these habits in place. Reach out to me, or you can comment Turn Browsers into Buyers. It's quite a mouthful in the comments, and I will definitely get back to you, and we can get you going. We can get you implementing. Because I know sometimes, even with the best will in the world, even with the system given to you, it's actually implementing. You're going to come up against doubt. You're going to come up against resistance, procrastination. I can support you with that, but only if you're in my world, only if we're connecting, only if you're reaching out. So send me a DM, ask me about Turn Browsers into Buyers. I'll give you the details. It's absolutely no pressure. I only want you coming in when it's time for you to come in, if that makes sense. So reach out to me. Tomorrow's video 3, we are talking, this is a good one, we're talking about how the simple shift that makes people want to work with you. So this is really going to be so helpful for you. It's going to show you how to activate your audience and how to actually have them raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested, I want to work with you. And it's especially tailored for today's marketplace, which is a contracting marketplace. It's a marketplace of lower trust. But I'm going to talk to you about how to activate your audience. So this is the simple shift that makes people want to work with you. And it's for you if you've been posting, putting out content, but you're like, where's the disconnect? Why is no one buying? See you in video 3.